Hello again. If you please, put your palms together for a meditation reading. The human brain is a masterpiece of learning. And with the right tools and habits, we can unlock even more of its potential. Professor Stanislas Dehaene, Professor, Doctor, from the College of France, neuroscientist and lecturer. If you please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. You ever wonder about how we learn? And this learning can be maybe a new language, or how to use a computer, or having to renew our knowledge when our mobile phones are upgraded. Even learning about Buddhism. Well, definition of learning means the ability, of obtaining information or knowledge or piece of information obtained by studying or experiencing. It's an activity of obtaining knowledge. As I said, there is a French professor, and he's a neuroscientist, lecturer, researcher from the College of France by the name of Stanislas Dehaene. And he lectured about cognition. Don't get freaked out. Cognition is basically the mental act, a process of acquiring knowledge through thought, experience, and the senses. This professor attributes cognition through 4 ways. One is attention. This is the ability to selectively focus on specific stimuli in the environment and filter out distraction. Second is memory, ability to encode, store, and retrieve information from long-term memory. Then we have language. Language is the ability to use and understand spoken and written language. Language is essential for communication and learning. Then he comes with executive function. This is a cognitive process that allows us to plan, prioritize, and perform complex tasks. This includes problem solving, decision making, and flexibility. Professor Dehaene has developed learning into what he calls the 4 pillars that should work together to support learning and cognitive development. An example of how pillars support learning is the image of a house or a structure or a bridge. And that is supported by pillars. No matter how strong the pillars are, the removal of just one pillar can undermine the whole structure. He refers to one pillar as active engagement. And that's passive listening is not learning. Although the brain is actively thinking and looking and using the senses, and it's receiving those messages from our senses, this attentive and mental engagement often leads to enhanced retention. This activity involves curiosity. It involves motivation. It involves metacognition, which is basically awareness or analysis of one's own learning or thinking process. You know, natural curiosity triggers the reward system in the brain. It is an intellectual struggle. Another pillar is error feedback. This is the encountering new stimulus that is associated with a particular outcome. If an outcome is unexpected or a surprise, learning is more likely to occur. Making mistakes is the basis of learning. According to Professor Dehan, mistakes are the way of recalibrating itself. The third pillar is called attention. Oh, again. It is the solution to an environment of information saturation, meaning all this information coming to us, and we're thinking of attention as a notification, a notification bell, or an alarm clock. It either reminds us, tells us of upcoming events, or just awakens our sleeping mind. Lastly, the fourth pillar is called consolidation. Things come to us more naturally after practice. A novice or a beginner at anything has to make a more conscious effort to learn their task, while an experienced person doing the same job, their experience or practice seems effortless. With this consolidation comes sleep. Sleep is important for consolidation. While sleeping, the brain replays the things the senses has perceived. Sleep enables people to connect the dots and form new insights. These pillars are used in our wanting to learn about Buddhism. Understanding and hearing the Buddha Dharma, which are the teachings. It is a learning process of true hearing. It is learning to search within ourselves to find, to discover, to search for our true self. And our meaning of Nembutsu, Namu Amida Butsu. We perk up our natural curiosity and we question and evaluate. It is learning to take the Dharma and learning to apply them to our daily life. That is something that is difficult yet possible. This sect, Jodo Shinshu, True Pure Land Buddhism, gives us the tools, which are the teachings. Gives us the Buddha, which is wisdom and compassion. And it gives us Nembutsu, Namu Amida Butsu, as our notification bell, our alarm clock that awakens our 4 pillars. If you would please join me in Gassho. Namu Amida Butsu, 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 Namu Amida Butsu. And thank you for listening.